Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your spring 2025 reading. My name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. Well, we're going to break down a summary of your spring, April, May, and June, and then we are going to, as the months go by, pull the same cards for each month and expand upon them, do a seriously expanded reading for your month. So this is going to touch upon probably one aspect of each month. Like I said, this is your overarching energy for the spring, and this is your monthly summary. So with all that said, let's get started. You do have a full moon in Leo. Now, the full moon in Leo was in February. It was on February 12th this year. There was something that could have been stemming from that time. It doesn't have to be exactly on that date. You know, the full moon energy expands a little before, a little after. So there's something that could have happened around that time that's touching you here in the spring. You do have, and you know, I'm almost finished with this series. I only have Pisces left. You're the only sign that pulled two of these cards. You go from drought to storm, which is kind of interesting, right? A drought is exactly what it sounds like, right? It's a lack. And a storm is something that happens to change that. It's an energy outburst. So if you have been experiencing lack, if you've been, well, you know, it's hard to say whether you've experienced lack or whether you're going through a period of, whether you will go through a very short period of time where that may be across your mind. Either might be true, but either way, this does end in a storm. And the storm may sound scary, but the storm brings with it this energy, and the energy is what brings about change. You do have the planet Uranus here, proudly displayed, and that is the ruling planet of Aquarius, as we know. But it brings with it a sense of change, and there's that storm energy, right? Rebellion, progress, and it helps people let go of the past. If there's any ties that still keep you in the past at all, this storm will probably come and change that. You have hippopotamus. It says exploration, hippopotamus. If you have become bored with your life, if you have creative power you have the creative power to stir things up and revitalize everything. You can do this by starting new projects, setting up new goals, and making spiritual connections. Now, hippos are interesting animals. They're very protective, especially of their young, especially the females. The hippo generally comes about, whether we dream about it or see it, or if it comes up in a reading like this, it's telling us you are stronger than even you know, Capricorn. And that strength is going to show itself this spring. So let's get into your month by month. First card up here is, it doesn't say so. These cards are very interesting. I don't know if you saw the deck I was working with these large cards. Not only are they large in size, but the deck is just massive. And this is the card of time. And this could mean many, many things, but time is on the table. And with the Wheel of Fortune, I can't help but think time is a factor. There, maybe you have spent some time. I'm getting the words, it's time. It's now time, right? The Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. It's fixed energy. It's luck. It's destiny. It could be a lifestyle change. It's a signifier of change, especially with the Uranus energy here, with time, with the Wheel of Fortune. It's time. It's time. You have here the Hierophant, and the Hierophant, as we know, is straight up Taurus energy, and it's commitment. So I think you're in April. It looks like time is of the essence. It is time. Something has reached its point of no return, and you are stepping into a very lucky time. I mean, with the Wheel of Fortune, especially in the upright, the Hierophant here, you're committed to this. You are now committed to this. You have the feminine aspect here, and this is your intuition, right? Male or female. When the divine feminine card comes up, your intuition is on the table. Follow your intuition, and the advice here is the Two of Swords. And you know, hopefully that focuses. God, I hate when that happens. Let me see if I can get another card to focus this a little bit. It will focus at some point, Capricorn, so I apologize. But you do have the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords as advice is tunnel vision. It's blocking out, right? It's, I don't hear you, I don't see you, I'm too focused on my stuff, my commitment to myself. Very, very nice energy, and you've been getting a lot of really good readings lately, so I can't help but think you're moving into an auspicious time here, Capricorn. as usual. Now, as we move into May, we have the King of Pentacles. This is an aspect of it anyway. This is a, there you go, focus, right? This is it's an expansion card for this deck, but it is the King of Pentacles nonetheless. And we know that that is typically Sun in Taurus, but in this deck it is Earth Fire. So it is Earth on fire, it is you on fire. And as we know, the King of Pentacles is wealthy, he's secure, he's generous, but he's wise. And coming from this time is of the essence, I can't help but believe that there is a goal being reached here. There is something happening that's very positive for you, because look at the rest of these cards. You do have the Queen of Swords. And, you know, the Queen of Swords is Uranus and Libra energy, sharp-witted, truthful. It is the watery side of air. It is intuition. It is the feminine. It is the divine feminine. It's wise intuition, though. It's not, it's grounded intuition. It's grounded in earth in many, many decks. And here you have the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius. It's new beginnings. It's taking risks. It's inspiration. I really like all that. This is really nice energy, really nice energy. And here in your advice, my God, you couldn't get any better, right? You have the sun, the sun card. We know that the sun card is the happiest card in the deck. We know it is Leo energy, but you know, more than that, as an advice card, it's telling you to remain confident. Celebrate this achievement, whatever it is. Be optimistic, right? You have that Jupiter energy here. Be optimistic. And you do have Neptune energy, and sometimes this does mean confusion, but in this particular instance, if you look it up, right, a little known aspect of Neptune is that it's a higher octave of Venus, right? And Venus, as we know, is symbolic for our love and our money. And, you know, obviously in this particular realm, we're talking about goals, we're talking about money, and we're talking about security. And so it looks like May is going to be a very, very good month for you. And it honestly looks like it kicks off here in April, and by May you're really accomplishing something. And I like this for you. I like this energy for you. It's really, really nice here, Capricorn. Now, for June, it looks like you have the Five of Swords. And as we can see, the Five of Swords in this deck, in this deck, it is represented strictly by air, but you can see Mercury, right? The messenger of the gods, clearly indicated on this card. Mercury is Virgo, Gemini energy, but this is a very defensive card, right? It could mean conflict, it could mean possible victory, but it looks like you are being defensive. You're defending something, and it's right under the Hippo card, right? You are being defensive, perhaps with reason. You're defending something, and you have here the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles is Moon and Taurus energy, and it's support. It's getting your fair share. Are you fighting for your fair share? There's something you could be fighting for, right? Fighting for your fair share of something. You have the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords is Mercury and Gemini energy. You do have a lot of Mercury and Gemini energy here. Stress, fear, right? And along with this limiting fear card, you could be going through a very temporary moment here where you're fighting for something, you're fighting for your fair share of something, your fears are being kicked up, you're being triggered in some way. But what I really like here is that you have, hold on one second, sorry about that. What I really like here is for your advice, you do have the Empress, right? And the Empress, as we know, is Taurus Libra energy. It is Venus energy, right? It could be you're fighting for something monetary here. It could be you're fighting for your fair share of someone's time, or something. You're fighting for something, but the advice here is trust that abundance is your birthright. This is temporary. So whatever it is you go through here in June, you have to remember this Empress card and remember who you are, because there is something you've accomplished here. There is something you're fighting for here. And it says, don't let your pride get in the way. So really keep that in check. Keep it in check a little bit. If you feel like you're acting from a place of pride and ego, swallow that for a moment and really think about the larger picture here, if you can, Capricorn. But you are absolutely fighting for something that you feel you deserve. Now, when we add up all the numbers in this reading and we break them back down, it's really no surprise we get Jupiter again, right? So your world is expanding. You have this optimism. Your luck is changing. There is something going on with another person, I think, where you're fighting for something here. And we all go through moments like that. Keep your ego in check and just stick to the facts, right? Stick to this Queen of Swords energy, right? Now, being that we pulled a number 3 for your reading, we're going to be pulling 3 cards, what you don't see coming. You have you working on something, working on your life, working on your goals. I really like that. I think that no matter what happens here in June, it's really not going to stop you much. You are going to be going through some kind of, I mean, listen, you have 2 5s here. So you are going to be fighting for something. You are going to be working on something. You are going to be fighting for your fair share. But the confusion here has lifted, right? With this 7 of Cups in reverse. Whatever you were confused about, whatever you feel, whatever you may have felt foggy about, you now have tunnel vision. Tunnel vision. Okay. Now, I'm not supposed to go to this card, but it is the 10 of Swords in reverse. So whatever it is that happened, not only are you getting over it, you're moving on from it, and you have to keep your ego in check. Think about the outcome. Think about your goals. Think about what's black and white. You can tend to your wounds later, but right now, fight for what's yours. Totally support that. Here you have your divine masculine. So here your divine feminine, and here is the action card with the divine masculine energy. So you are going to be moving from a place of intuition and emotion to action, confidence, and all the things we discussed here. Optimism, you know, and you have integration. You may be integrating with another person here. And something that you may not see coming as a result of this newfound strength, or this may be 2 sides of you. So there may be a side of you here, Capricorn, that you lost due to a relationship, due to a circumstance that you are now rediscovering. And it's really, like I said, your strength is going to show. Your strength is going to show, and you are going to be open to receive. And I like this card for you. It is a really, really good, it's a really good energy. In June, we're going to pull these cards for each month and expand upon them and do a seriously expanded in-depth reading. As you know, all my readings are free, so I'm not trying to sell you anything. But as the months go by, be sure to tune in so we could really explore these cards, because I really enjoy your readings. I do. I live vicariously through Capricorn many times. So I really think this is going to be a nice spring for you. I think it's going to be an expansive spring for you, but I think you're going to run into some kind of a situation here in June that you're going to have to fight for something. And I do think you are up for the challenge. Okay, I will see you in the extended readings. Namaste.